हरिबोल। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine.
Take mic in your hand. The more comfortable you are. And sing loudly. You're fine.
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunavadi Pashatadistarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaurachande Arati ko Shobha. Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaurachande Arati ko Shobha. Janavi वृंदावने जगमनलो भार जाह्नवी तटवने जगमनलो भार दक्षिणे ताजा बामे गदाधारा दक्षिणे ताजा बामे गदाधारा निकटे अद्वैताशिनी वास छत्रधारा निकटे अद्वैताशिनी वास छत्रधारा বসে আছে গৌরাচা রত্না সিংহাসন বসে আছে গৌরাচা रत्ना सिंहासन आरती करे ना ब्रह्मा आदि देवगाने आरती करे ना ब्रह्मा आदि देवगाने बनर हरि आदि करे चमारा धुलाया बनर हरि आदि करे चमारा धुलाया संजया मुकुंदा बासु घोषा आदि गाया संजया मुकुंदा बासु घोषा आदि गाया शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला माधुरा मृदंगा बाजे परम रसारा माधुरा मृदंगा बाजे परम रसारा शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर मधुर माधुर बाजे शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर मधुर माधुर बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल कि बाहु कोटि चंद्र जी ने वदन उज्ज्वला बाहु कोटि चंद्र जी ने वदन उज्ज्वला गाल देशे बना माला करे झलमाला गाल देशे बना माला करे झलमाला शिवा शुक नारदा प्रेमे गदगारा शिवा शुक नारदा प्रेमे da ga da. भक्ति विनोदा देखे गौरार संपादा भक्ति विनोदा देखे गौरार संपादा गौरंगे आरतित शोभा जग जनमान लोभा गौरंगे आरतित शोभा जग जनमान लोभा जगा जना माना लोभा जगा जना माना लोभा जगा जना माना लोभा निताई गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौरा हरि बोल गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौरा हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlada Ladataine Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Shilatangkana Kalae Ito Nrsimha Parato Nrsimha Yato Yato Yami Tato Nrsimha He Nrsimha Hridaya Nrsimha Nrsimha Madim Sharanam Prapade Avakara Kamalavare Nakha Madhut Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Hare Krishna. Now we'll offer obeisances. हम प्रणाम करेंगे अब. Kneel down and touch your forehead to the ground. जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस श्री श्री 108 श्री AC भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की जय. इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य, BBT फाउंडर आचार्य शील प्रभुपाद की जय. समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय। राधा कृष्ण मिलित तनु विपुलम्भ विग्रह श्री गौर सुंदर की जय। श्री मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। श्री मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री श्याम कुंड श्री राधा कुंड की जय। श्री श्री राधा क्षीरचोर गोपीनाथ की जय। श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। श्री जगन्नाथ श्री बलदेव श्रीमती सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। भक्ति विघ्न विनाशकारी नृसिंहदेव की जय। प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishpadaya Krishna Pisthaya Bhutale. Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our weekly Sunday Feast program. As you can see, the doors will be closing now, and they will open again at 8 p.m. We kindly request everyone to be seated, and for those behind, please move forward. If you can all move forward, for those of you sitting behind. Thank you. Thank you. You can all move forward, please. Please move forward. Slide forward. You have lots of space in the middle. Please fill in the gaps. Thank you. And everyone standing on the sides, please find a place to be seated. You can either join here or you can also go upstairs to the balcony. So everyone standing, please join us here. Thank you. Okay, once again, welcome to our weekly Sunday Feast program. Anybody visiting us for the very first time? Show of hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's give a warm round of applause to welcome you all. For those of you visiting us for the first time, you arrived at a perfect time of the year. Next week, we will be celebrating our annual Rath Yatra. So this has been an annual tradition where I'm sure you would have seen in India as well, the chariots being with Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra, the chariots going down the road. So we have a similar festival here in Toronto, right on Yonge Street, which is one of prominent streets in Toronto, starting from Yonge and Dundas, and we'll be going all the way till downtown, the Queensquay, that is. And from there, the celebrations move to the Centre Island over 2 days. So that is next Saturday and Sunday. But the Chariot Fest, that is the Rath Yatra, is only on Saturday, July 11th. So we'll share further information on how to get there and what the celebrations is going to be like. But today we would like to get going with our spiritual discourse. So every week we have a spiritual discourse between 6:30 to about 7:15 p.m., followed by Prasadam, and the last and final Arati of the day at 8 p.m. I think we have with us His Grace Bhakti Yoga Prabhu. So let's give a warm round of applause to welcome Bhakti Yoga Prabhu. So as Prabhu makes his way, for those of you who were there last week, we had the Snan Yatra, and Prabhuji along with his wife was one of the pujaris performing the Abhishek ceremony. But beyond that, Prabhuji has been serving in our community for many, many decades. He, in fact, came to visit this temple in the year 1975. So, over 50 years, and he continues to serve in different ways. He actually was a brahmachari initially. He served at Vrindavan, learned how to do deity worship. He served at Mayapur, and in the year 2009, he served in Toronto as a temple council member. Currently, he serves in multiple communities across the GTA, Scarborough being one of them, Milton, and in Toronto, he regularly does the deity services as pujari. And today, he is here to speak about the upcoming festivities of Jagannath, share some pastimes and stories of Jagannath, Baldev, and Subhadra. Let's go big round of applause to Bhakti Yoga Prabhu and Shri Shri Jagannath Festival ki. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Oh, no, it's good. That's good. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Thank you all for coming. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Jaya Jashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashoda Jaya Jashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashoda Jaya Jamuna Tira Bonachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Jaya Jamuna Tira Bonachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jayanathalila Prabhushano Mishumad Paramhamsa Parigrajikacharya Stota Dasata Shishimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai New Rimuna Dham Ki Jai Shishi Gornitai Ki Jai Shishi Radha Kirchor Gopinath Ki Jai Shri Jagannath Shri Baladev Shrimati Subhadra Maharani Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanandi Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Perfect. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Jaivam Narayottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat. Hare Krishna. So, as the poster said, we're going to talk a little bit about Lord Jagannath. So, this Jagannath festival that we celebrate every year is a reenactment of the festival that took place more than 5,000 years ago in Kurukshetra. When Lord Krishna left Vrindavan, of course Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, but when in that pastime, when he left Vrindavan, the gopis were concerned that Krishna would leave, he would go to the big city of Mathura, and then he will completely forget about them. So Krishna promised them, he said, don't worry, I will come back. So, of course, Krishna went to Mathura, and then from Mathura he went to Dwarka, and then, he was everywhere, but didn't come back to Vrindavan. So the Kurukshetra war happened, and the gopis came to find out that Lord Krishna Lord Balaram and Subhadra Maharani were in Kurukshetra. And so they were determined they were going to have Krishna back no matter what. So they all went en force to Kurukshetra, and Lord Krishna, Lord Balaram, and Subhadra Maharani were seated on their individual chariots, and they were ready to take off to go back to Dwarka, and the gopis go, not so fast. So, what was that? They reminded Krishna that he had promised that he would come back to Vrindavan, and he didn't. So they weren't about to let him leave. So they start to physically drag his chariot, the three chariots. Physically drag. Thank you. Hare Krishna, thank you. Physically drag the three chariots towards Vrindavan. And so this festival kept being celebrated like this to reenact that pastime of Jagannath, Balaram, and Subhadra Maharani going on an excursion. So many decades and millennia passed, thousands of years passed, and there was a king in the state of Orissa in India. His name was Maharaj Indradumna, and he had heard from different people who visited his kingdom that there was this beautiful form of Lord Krishna known as Nilamadava. So a blue form of Lord Krishna, very exquisitely worshipped by a tribe of forest dwellers called the Shabaras. And so he was determined to find out where this deity was, because his idea in his head was, I will bring this deity out of the forest where he was being worshipped, and I will build a big, beautiful palatial temple, install him in the temple, and worship him with grandeur. And so, of course, Nilamadava had other ideas, because he was very happy being worshipped in whatever little way he was being worshipped, with whatever little paraphernalia the Shabaras could afford. And so he was happy. He was contented, and he was happy to receive that worship. Although he knew that Maharaj Indradumna was a great devotee of his, and he also wanted to please Maharaj Indradumna. But when Maharaj Indradumna arrived at the site where the deity was being worshipped, Nilamadava disappeared. But Nilamadava told him, appeared to him in a vision, and told him that if you build a beautiful temple, I will come. So he went back to his capital, he built this grandiose temple, and still Nilamadava never showed up. So he said, okay, I am going to starve to death. Maybe that way I will get his attention. And so, of course, he got the attention of Nilamadava. Nilamadava appeared in his dream, and he said, I will come floating as a log down the river. If you take that log, you can carve a deity of me, install it in a temple, and worship that deity. He got the log. This is a very long, drawn-out drama story, but I will just tell you in a nutshell. He got the log. He searched far and wide for a sculptor who can sculpt this wood into a beautiful form of Nilamadava. And the architect of the Devatas, his name is, anyone know his name? Vishwakarma. He appeared in a different form, and he said, I will do this for you. I will carve the deity. Under one condition, I need a particular, sculptors, they're artists, they're always, so I need a certain amount of time, and you should not disturb me or have anyone disturb me. And I'll carve the deities, I'll hand them over to you. So now he started carving, and the king could hear hammering and chiseling, etc. going on behind closed doors of where this sculpture was. And after a while, all the sound stopped. So he got worried, and he couldn't wait any longer. He went and he threw open the doors. And when he threw open the doors, I tell this pastime because a lot of devotees, a lot of people come to us and they want to know how it is that Jagannath looked the way he does. And so this is why I'm telling you this, for those who don't already know, or just to refresh our memory, because it's always great to hear the pastimes of the Lord. Threw open the door, and lo and behold, Jagannath, Balaram, and Subhadra were partially carved the way we see them. And you will see them in about 6 days' time. Those doors will burst open, and Jagannath, Balaram, and Subhadra will come marching out. They will march down to Yonge Street. They will jump onto their chariots, and they will give darshan to everyone, even those who can't come to the temple for whatever reason. Because sometimes because of our karma, we cannot do certain things. So the Lord is so merciful, He will come to the masses and He will give darshan. And it's explained in Scripture that if one sees the form of Lord Jagannath on his cart on the Rath Yatra, they're guaranteed to go back home, back to Godhead. But that doesn't mean that we go and we see, okay, now I'm going back to the spiritual world. I can do any nonsense I want, and I have a guarantee, and no one can stop me. There's Jai and Vijay. They can stop us. And they've done it before, or they tried to anyways. So Jagannath will go down that street and he will perform that pastime. So when the door was open and Maharaj Indradyumna saw the forms of the Lord, he thought, so this is what Lord Krishna wanted. This is his desire. So we will just prepare their lordships and we will worship them the way they are. So have you all noticed those big, beautiful eyes? Does anyone know why those eyes are so big and beautiful? Anyone know? Because Krishna wants to see us. Right? He wants to see his devotees. So he opens his eyes so big. And he's amazed to see all the devotees. You know, Krishna says, I am the servant of my devotees. So he wants to see us. He wants to see us come and see and meet him and greet him all the time as much as we can. So he's always amazed when we appear before him. Those big beautiful eyes and this wonderful smile. Sometimes you see there's like a little curve at the end of his lips. You know, he can smile in different ways. So you see, we have two sets of Jagannath there on the altar. And they both have, you won't see them today, but you will see them in 6 days. But you can see that both Jagannath has a different bhav, different way of smiling. So next time you see them, take notice of that. And anytime you see Jagannath anywhere in the world, take notice of his smile. They're always different, but yet it's the same. So Maharaj Indradyumna prepared their lordships for worship in the temple. So today there is a temple in Jagannath Puri which is counted among 4 holy dhams. If one can traverse these 4 dhams, it's described in our scriptures that they're guaranteed to go back home, back to Godhead. Again, these guarantees are there providing we follow scriptural injunctions. If we start just backpedaling, and sometimes people do charts, astrological charts, and you hear some of the planets are in retrograde. They're kind of like moving backwards. So we should not be in retrograde. We should always be moving forward. We should always be thinking, how can I worship the Lord with more pomp and ceremony? Right? How can I increase the level of my worship? How can I increase the level of my devotion? And if we tax our brains constantly thinking that, definitely we're going back home, back to Godhead. Because then our memory, our thoughts will be surcharged in the thought of Krishna. And Lord Krishna says, Antakale chamamevam. So if we remember Him at the time of leaving this body, He says, you will come to me. I guarantee you that. Right? So that's the guarantee the Lord have. But we just have to reciprocate to His guarantee. So last week we had the Lord, usually every day we bathe and dress Jagannath. So those who come here regularly, they will see you come in the morning, their lordships are dressed a certain way. And if we come back in the evening, they're dressed differently. They have a new outfit on, new necklaces, mukuts, everything is different. Because the devotees take their time to dress them as beautifully as they can think, they can conjure up in their minds. Right? So every day the Lord receives worship in private. Usually when we all take bath, we do it in private. We don't, go out and, well, sometimes we'll go swimming, right? So that's kind of like that. Jagannath jumped off the altar last week. He came here and he accepted public bath. Unfortunately, what happened was because he was exposed to the cool environment, he developed a cold. So this afternoon, earlier, I was on the altar and I saw the three of them laying in bed with a thermometer in their mouths. I checked the thermometer and the mercury is dropping. So pretty soon, they'll be ready to jump out and go and enact their pastimes on Yonge Street, as they've been doing for the last 50, how many years? 54 long donkey years they've been going and doing their pastimes. So there is a temple in a place called Rajpur, which is just outside of Sri Mayapur Dham. And there was a devotee of Lord Jagannath who had the desire to go and see Lord Jagannath in Puri. But he had some physical limitations that he couldn't go. And so Jagannath, knowing the mind of his devotee, appeared in his dream and told him, I will come floating down on the Ganga in the form of a log. So this devotee went there, he found that log, he took it to someone to carve. The person, his name was, I think his name was Jogindra Ganguly, I think was his name. So the devotee that had this vision of Jagannath. And so he got the log, he took it back, he took it to this carver to carve for him. I'm just going to check my time because I think people will start giving me signs. So he took it to the carver. Unfortunately, this carver that he took it to had leprosy. And so his hands were like not very useful. But nevertheless, he tried and tried and tried, and he tried carving. And he was successful. He successfully carved the form of the Lord, and miraculously, when he finished, he was cured of his leprosy. Just see. Haribol, indeed. He was cured of his leprosy. So now this worship of Jagannath was taking place in Rajpur, and it kept going on. The Jogindra Ganguly, his family took up the worship after him, and like that, it was carrying on for many, many generations. And then at some point, the worship stopped. The temple wasn't being properly maintained, and it caved in, and the deities were buried. And what do you call those? The things that eat? Termites, yes. Termites started eating all the wood and everything. But then one person, one devotee, he was walking by one day and he saw this huge termite hill, and it was a beautiful plant growing, and it had a blue flower. So he thought it was amazing because blue flowers are not very easily found unless nowadays they put dye in the water and make a white rose into a blue rose. But Krishna made this flower naturally blue. So he was curious. So he was drawn to this flower, and when he got close to the flower, he heard a voice saying, "I'm thirsty." So anybody has seen, either physically seen a termite's nest, or you see it on a nature show or something? It's like black. It's like almost like charcoal, and they build them up in a particular, like a pyramid, and they build it like Krishna makes them so they have a brain, right? They're so smart that they build it in such a way that it pushes the heat out, and it brings in cool air to cool their little chambers within their house, if you will. And so he broke through this, and he found the deity of Jagannath miraculously. Even though Jagannath was carved out of wood, his body was completely intact. There was no termite had tried to bite him. He was completely intact. So the deity was reinstalled and the worship began. And there was a promise made at that time by the family that was worshiping, that if there ever came a time where the worship cannot carry on as it's doing now, then the most prominent branch of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement will receive the deity. So at the time, maybe I forget how many years ago it was, like 40, 50 years ago, they could no longer worship, and the most prominent branch of Mahaprabhu's movement was ISKCON. So they approached our ISKCON temple in Mayapur, and they said, "We would like to donate this temple and deities to Mayapur." So anyone here who have ever tried to transfer property in India, you know how easy it is, right? Very easy. Can be done in like 2 minutes. So while this was happening, ISKCON had the property by word, not in reality. But they were trying to get it in reality, because I'll just divert quickly. When Srila Prabhupada first tried to start a society, he tried in Jhansi, and the society was called the League of Devotees. And he opened it in a temple that was abandoned. And he was told by the trustees that they will donate the temple to him. And Prabhupada and they wanted Prabhupada to pay the taxes or whatever it was that needed to be. Oh, no, it was stamp duty or something. What is it called? Stamp duty. So Prabhupada kept paying, and every time Prabhupada paid the amount they said, it goes up. And then Prabhupada would pay the higher amount, and it kept going up. And then finally, he never got that temple. So Prabhupada learned from that, and he taught his disciples that if anyone promises you a building, make sure you get it in writing that it's in the name of his country. So they were trying for this. In the meantime, Jagannath, Balaram, and Subhadra was being worshipped there in Rajpur in this temple, but they were being worshipped still the way that they were being worshipped all along. But anyone who has gone to Mayapur ISKCON Temple and Sri Ram Mayapur, and if you've seen or you had the opportunity to get some Mahaprasadam from Radha Madhava or Panchatattva or Lord Nrsingadev, you know how opulent that prasadam is, right? But Jagannath, Balaram and Subhadra was still receiving the whatever offerings they were receiving. So now what happened is the pujari, the head pujari in Mayapur, had a dream, and he saw Jagannath, Balaram and Subhadra running through the fields. So Rajpur is about, would you say about like 10 kilometers away from Mayapur temple? So Jagannath, Balaram and Subhadra is running through the fields, running towards the ISKCON temple in Mayapur. And the pujari asked them, where are you going? They said, we are going to Mayapur because we heard that the offering there is very opulent. So we want that food. We don't want what we're getting. So the head pujari woke up in the morning. They went to Jayapataka Maharaj, who is our leader there in Mayapur, and he says, if Jagannath wants the same level of worship, then give it to him. So Jagannath started receiving. Now in the temple there was also a shalagram, Sheila. So when the offering comes, shalagram would eat everything, and Jagannath wouldn't get anything. And now they were upset that they're not getting any offerings because shalagram is just hogging everything. So Jagannath appeared in the dream of Prabhupada said Lord Krishna's form is not different than Lord Krishna himself. So if we see Lord Krishna in our dreams, this is Lord Krishna himself. If we see other people in our dream, it's fictitious. You go talk to that person next day, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see you last night. They don't know what you're talking about because that was your dream. But when Lord Krishna appears in our dream, this is Lord Krishna himself. It's not the form of Lord Krishna in our dream is non-different than Lord Krishna himself standing there. And the form of Lord Krishna standing in the altar is non-different than Lord Krishna himself standing in Goloka Vrindavan. So this category of avatar or incarnation of the Lord is called Archa Vigraha. So Archa is worshipable, Vigraha is form. So the pujari received this dream, and next thing what they did was they decided, okay, so now we'll have 2 plates. One for Shalagram and one for Jagannath. Crisis averted. Jagannath was able to get his meal, and he's happy. So one time, if anybody been to Rajpur temple, the Jagannath temple in Rajpur? Yes. So it's like a country style temple. When I first visited that temple, it's a flat building, the sides are open, the altar is in the front, and the ground was dirt. So every morning some Matajis will come with cow dung and water, and they will smear cow dung all over the ground, and when they're done, you can eat off the ground. I'm not kidding. You can eat off the ground. That's how sparkling it looks. So usually a lot of pilgrims will come, and usually these ladies come from the village. They come with their children, and they're sitting there, and I'll go. So now, one lady, she's there with her group of friends, and she had her little son, and he's sitting there and he's looking, and he saw Subhadra is wearing this big, beautiful brooch. So the altar is not like our altar where you cannot get on. That altar, it's like this high off the dirt floor. So there's like a marble platform, and then you can step on the altar. And when darshan is happening, the wooden door and the iron gates are open. So anyone can come in or go out. So the little boy, he saw this sparkling jewel on Subhadra, and he thought, I like that. So he went and he tried to take the brooch, and Lord Balaram slapped his face. So he comes running back off, and he's crying. And so his mother, and he's sobbing and he's crying. And his mother asked him, why are you crying? And he said, he slapped me. And then she looked, and there was like no male around. It was just she and all her village friends. And she said, who? And then he said, he slapped me. And then she said, who? And he said, he. And she's looking for, a flesh and bones person. And there's no person, flesh and bone there, except for Jagannath, Balaram, and Subhadra. So he walked up to the altar and he pointed to Lord Balaram. He said, he slapped me. So this is one of the pastimes that the Lord has with his devotees. Now, that temple has a huge wall. It's about 12 to 15 feet tall. It's like a concrete wall. And sometimes in India, they break bottles when they make the wall, and they put it on the top of the wall, so dacoits can't come in and steal whatever they have on their property. So Mayapur temple has like that, because this temple is like way out in the middle of mango groves. Like there are millions of mango trees all around. You go there around May when mango is in season, and there's like mangoes everywhere. So they have so now, if you go past the temple, you go a little further down, there's a farmer that has big jackfruit trees on his property. So every morning when he comes to his field, he will see that somebody's been there the night before. They've eaten his jackfruit, and they left the skin and the seeds everywhere. So this is happening one night after another. Every night, every morning he comes, same thing. So one night he decided, I'm going to hide and I'm going to see who's doing this. So he hid, and in the middle of the night, these two little boys holding hands, skipping, they ran into his field. One climbed a tree, he picked the jackfruit and threw it down to the other one. And then the one on the ground, he just hammered it with his fist, and the jackfruit opened up, and the other one jumped down and they ate. They ate the jackfruit, they left the skin everywhere and the seed and everything, and they skipped back. And he followed them, and they went to the ISKCON property. They jumped over this wall, and he couldn't go in because there's a big iron gate, so it's locked at night. No one can go in. So he went back to his field, and he's surveying the field, the scene, and then he found a piece of fabric on the tree. So he took that piece of fabric and he came to the temple. And he said, every night, 2 boys from here come to my field, steal my jackfruit, and eat it. Every single night this happens. And the pujaris are looking and they're saying, like, what are you talking about? There are no boys living here. So at that temple, there are only pujaris that are living there. There's no other devotees staying there. Only the pujaris who are taking care of Jagannath. So they said, there are no boys living here. He said, yes, there are 2 boys. Like they're about, 12 or 14 or whatever. But 2 boys. One is black and the other is white. So they said so in Mayapur, there's a Gurukul. And there are boys in that Gurukul. And they come from all over the world. Black boys, white boys, yellow boys, red boys, pink boys, they're brown boys. They're coming, yeah. There are 6 different species on earth. Black, red, yellow, brown. Yeah. So, yeah. Black, red, yellow, brown, and white, right? So we know white, we know black, we know brown. The yellows are supposed to be Oriental, and the reds are supposed to be natives. Right? So there are these boys that are staying. You can look it up. You can look it up. You look it up in an encyclopedia. These boys. So he says, "I have proof. Here is the proof." And he presented the piece of cloth that he found on the tree. And the Pujari took the cloth and he's looking at it. And he said, "This looks familiar." So while there's a commotion going on outside, he goes into the deity room, like we have back here, and all the deity outfits. So we change the outfits twice a day. They're all hanging there. And he found the outfit that looked like this one, and he looked at the chadar, and there was a piece missing. And he took the piece and he put it there, and it matched exactly. So it's Jagannath and Balaram who would go every night and steal his jackfruit. And I'll tell you one more pastime before I end, because I think I'm almost done. One more. So if you go, there's no guest house or anything at this temple, so devotees usually stay in Mayapur. So I'm going to say this quickly. And they take a rickshaw and they go to Rajpur. And usually the rickshaw wallahs sit outside while the devotees go in. They go usually at lunchtime for the lunch arti, and they take darshan, and then they come back. And so the rickshaw wallahs are sitting outside. So now when devotees go there for the darshan, the pujaris will give everybody a little bit of mahaprasadam from the offering. And they come out, and devotees usually they like to share. So they come out and they share with the rickshaw wallahs. So one rickshaw wallah was Muslim, and they gave him the mahaprasadam and he just threw it away. So that night, he was sleeping, and all of a sudden he felt this heavy weight on his chest. And when he opened his eyes, there was Lord Balaram sitting on his chest, and he started punching him in the face. And Subhadra is standing at the door, and she's yelling, "Kill him! Kill him!" He's so offensive. He threw the Lord's prasadam on the ground. So anyway, he wasn't killed. He woke up in the morning, he went to the market, he bought this huge basket of fruits. And he's never come on the temple property before, ever. He always some of the rickshaw wallahs will come in. The Hindu ones will come in. He stay outside. So he come with this big basket, and he comes in. And he gives it to the pujari. And the pujari took the basket, but the pujari couldn't stop looking at him, because his face was swollen and black and blue. And he asked him, "What happened?" And then he told him what happened the night before. And so since then, every time he brings devotees to Mayapur, he will buy fruits, and he will bring it, and he'll give it to the pujaris and say, please offer this. Shri Jagannath, Shri Baladev, Shrimati Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. New Rimuna Dham ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Bhakti Yoga Prabhu. Once again, let's give a big round of applause for setting the right mood for next week's festivities. So the upcoming week is going to be busy for a lot of us, for those volunteering and putting the festival together. And we do want to share some updates from the 12-hour Kirtan team. As you all know, we'll be having 12 hours of Kirtan at our very own temple at ISKCON Toronto on Friday. So we'll call Radhapriya and Monisha to share some updates about the upcoming Kirtan.
Thank you. Haribol! So we are now only 5 days away from the annual 12-hour Kirtan. Who's excited? Haribol!
So this is Toronto's biggest Kirtan festival, and we're going to transform the whole temple room into an ocean, because the theme this year is Ocean of Mercy. So you'll get the opportunity to chant and drench yourself in Lord Chaitanya's mercy for 12 hours straight. So this is going to be an epic day. We have many Kirtan leaders and esteemed sannyasis coming from around the world for this special day. And you'll have the opportunity to cultivate your own bhakti, have association, and it's just like an unforgettable day.
Yes, and we have a lot of postcards in the front, so please take as many as you need to share with your friends, with your family. Again, we're only 5 days away. It's happening this Friday right here in this temple. And I'm just going to ask everyone to take a look at the temple now, because when you come back on Friday, it's not going to look like this. We also have a glimpse for those of you who've never came to the 12-hour kirtan of what to expect. One moment. Sorry, just opening up now. Okay, perfect.
Every year, we gather for a day. On Friday, July 10th.
So see you all this Friday, July 10th from 10 a.m. onwards. Don't miss it. Please take postcards home and also wear blue. Haribol.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thanks to the 12-hour Kirtan team. Once again, we can give a big round of applause for the devotees putting together this upcoming Kirtan event. So we'll have Satyabha Mataji to speak about some upcoming updates, of course. As always, it is going to be about Rath Yatra festivities.
Last weekend though.
Last weekend, yes.
So this is the last weekend that I get to talk about Rath Yatra till the next year. So we are 1 week away. So next Sunday at this time, the festival will be all finished, right, Anjanya? We'll be on our way back from the island. So I just want to extend the invitation to all of you to attend this festival next Saturday. The festival parade starts across, like just a little bit north of Eaton Center. So we hope to see you there at 11 o'clock. Then we walk down all the way to the waterfront and then across to Center Island. This will be our 54th Rath Yatra. Is there anybody here who has never attended the last 54 Rath Yatras? Oh my God. So this is your year. Because next year when I ask this question, I'm hoping that you guys don't have to put up your hand, okay? So 54th Rath Yatra, we're looking forward to seeing you all there. We are selling ferry tickets today at the front. If you wish to buy them, it'll avoid standing in line for the festival day. And also we have a special arrangement with Pirate Taxi. So those are the taxis, the little boats that go quite fast. The lineups are not very great. So it's easier to get there. So if you want, you can go with our festival partner, which is Pirate Taxi. So just note that down. Come to the front desk and ask me for more information. Most importantly, we are still looking for funds to get our festival on the ground. It is a very, very large festival, the largest Rath Yatra in North America, and it is very expensive to put the festival together because of all the city permits, the police, the road closures, the ferry, and sending all the tents and the chairs and everything that you're going to see on the island across the island from Lake Ontario. So we really need your help. You could sponsor the meters, where Jagannath's Journey on Yonge Street can be sponsored. That's $20 a meter. There's Boga sponsorship, There are different aspects of the festival. We've put them all up outside. Today is the last day for you. And of course, there will be more information sent on our WhatsApp groups. More importantly, please share with all your WhatsApp contacts about our festival. We want more people to come there. It's a really big effort, and as many people as you can get there will be really a great service to share this information with others. So I will be outside till 9 o'clock. So if you have any questions and if you want to give any donations, whatever you can give today, please come and meet me there. Thank you and Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother Satyabama. So, as you all know, it is just less than a week away from this mega celebrations. We do have a very special help that we require, which Vallabhari Prabhu will share as to how you can participate and help us.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So this is which year of Rath Yatra? 54th year. I was emceeing Halifax Rath Yatra. That was their 5th Rath Yatra. Yesterday I was emceeing Oakville's Rath Yatra. That was their 3rd Rath Yatra. And we'll be going at different places. And every time, unfortunately, nobody asks me, Prabhu, how are you doing? They just say, Prabhu, what are you doing at Toronto Rath Yatra this year? Because Toronto is the biggest, the largest festival of entire North America. So how many of you are going to be there? Put up your hands. Wonderful. As Satyabama Mataji was mentioning, we need a lot of funds for that. We also need volunteers. And I need special volunteers for a wonderful special service. We have Krishna here. Krishna, can you come here? We got Krishna from the altar out there. So Krishna is here. Haribo! So, okay, he wants to hear one more time. Haribo! All right, thank you, Krishna. It's a beautiful service. I need some volunteers to wear this mascot, and you could be 1 or 2 volunteers. You can see properly. You'll be wearing a regular dhoti, a regular kurta, so you feel cool and nice, and you can walk around. You'll have a lot of families and kids coming and taking pictures with you during the parade, and also in the center island. But you'll have a little flexibility to take it off for some time and wear it, and so any volunteers who's interested for it, please meet me here. We'll be happy to take your help. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu, and thank you, Krishna, for being here. Watch out. So if any of you are interested to be on this very special service, please do come by and speak to us. We'll be happy to share more details. So we would like to thank our cooks for today, as the prasad will be served shortly. We have Yadav Hari Prabhu, Mother Draupadi, and the dedicated team. So big round of applause to these wonderful devotees who prepared the feast for today. And we would also like to thank our Sunday feast sponsors. That is Birendra Singh Rawat, who is sponsoring on the occasion of his son Vivan Rawat's birthday. And we also have Polomi Sengupta, sponsoring in memory of her late mother. The Memorial Day will be July 6th, that is tomorrow, Monday. So for both these sponsors, let's thank the Hare Krishna Mahamantra thrice from the bottom of your heart. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thanks to the sponsors. As you all saw, on Friday, July 10th, will be 12 hours of Kirtan. And it is also an Ekadashi, so it is a Yogini Ekadashi. And of course, as always, the following day would be Dwadasi. And another important announcement, on July 18th, that is the week after Rath Yatra, many temples have this tradition of welcoming back Jagannath after the festival. And this has always happened in our temple as well. But we would like to extend the invitation to all of you to participate, which will be on July 18th between 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And this is an event just to welcome the Lord back. As you can see, the Jagannath altar is closed, and it will be closed until end of next week. And Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra will leave for the parade happening on July 11th. So please do come by next weekend for the Rath Yatra celebrations on July 11th and 12th. Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you so much. The doors will open at 8 p.m. Please honor the prasadam, and we request that you dispose your plates and leftovers appropriately in the garbage section. Thank you. Hare Krishna.